Oh, man. Guild Wars can jump. Congratulations on continuing your biggest bear dominance. What's up, Goku? You're on time again? Goodness, track record. Let's see if this works out. And I don't just get deleted. Yeah, a bit of a slow day. Well, no, not really, actually. I've been busy all day. I had to get up early today. Alright. A lot of goes bear. We'll see how it goes. If it takes like more than 10 turns, we'll go back to Nightmare 100. I'll allow for like a 4 turn difference because I think the honor difference is warranted, but the time difference past that I don't think is warranted. We're still doing decent amount of damage off the rip. I guess it'll come down to how much of the damage reduction slows us down. I actually don't know if I should have Cosmos in the third or second spot. But I think Surreal gives charge bar on oh good. Yeah, he gives 10%. And the stacking buff. At the same health as Nightmare 100, just a little bit more defense and recent damage reduction. Take a bit longer, you get caught by them. Yeah, I want to see like how it feels. Because I mean, right now we're at like 4 turns and past 50%. So as long as nothing catastrophic happens, I could see it probably taking another 4 turns, maybe, if we get caught. Which 6 to 8 turns is not that big of a deal, in my opinion. For the honor difference between 100 to this one. Actually, might be even less than that. Yeah, I was doing 106 turns reliably. Yeah, no, I think it dies in. Yeah, dead. If we can reliably do it in 7 turns, then it's definitely worth doing this one. Oh, I don't know if you saw this. If we could put out a tweet that apparently it's a Cloudflare sharing problem for I need to swap. I was wondering why it was off. I think I was using a different team. I think I was using the other one. Um, it's a like an issue with their sharing thing where if you don't have an account, it doesn't show you the like most recent cache of the page. And apparently there was a whole thing of setups for 100 that just weren't showing for players if they weren't logged in on an account. Yeah. Yeah, for 1 turn, like that's what I was saying. Like if it was like 2 turns, like 1 to 2 turns, it's like 100% worth because it's such a huge chunk. Because that doesn't even add that much more time. At most, I'd add like probably another 30, 40 seconds to the clear of the 100. Especially if I don't just like zone out and actually pay attention and do the back so I can even cancel it even more. I can't remember if I farmed 100 or this one on a for the water one. Huh. There is a full auto setup for Viking that doesn't use its last champion weapon. I still can't replicate it because One grid wants double uni harps with 4 guns, and the other one wants 5 guns and a not Mark II'd Cosmos dagger. But interesting. Oh, and the bow, which I never finished like farming. I did some farming earlier today when I was out getting groceries. It's got a decent clear time too. It says it's like 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Definitely faster than mine. Yeah, no, it's such a huge worth because, just because of the fact that it's also like the same amount of entry cost. Oh yeah, this is definitely the one. This is, oh, I wonder if without Sandalphon if it's still. Actually, I don't think. I mean, I had to have been using it because of this. But I wonder if without the Sandalphon boost, if it'll still be 7 turns. Soldier getting its time in the Magnus head of thanks to the M3 gun having pretty good bullets. Right? Oh yeah, I heard about that. That the Chev gun was pretty good for bullets. I guess that means I should probably get around to unlocking it. Soldier is like one of the few classes I don't have unlocked. I didn't want to deal with the ammunition stuff, and then back when I was unlocking them like crazy, it just it was basically you use this class champion weapon or you didn't use anything because most of the gun bullets were kind of shit. Just that I think if you use soldier, I think it has to be with like the Florence Mugen setup though, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I figured. It is definitely a very shit out damage very quickly kind of maneuver. Interesting that so I'm looking at the Viking grid because I'm curious. And it's interesting, which I don't think I would have been able to replicate it either anyway, because it wants 000. I don't know if it actually matters if you have like 000 like bubs for that, but I imagine it should because of the wings. Um, but like the grid one and grid two are both Magna grids, or like you use Magna support summon on it, but grid two uses the primal opus main hand instead of the Magna. I'm curious. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What am I doing? I don't have Orologia. What am I? I'm fucking trolling. I have Orologia and it's not on my summon pool. I don't know like how good Yearning Blue is with Kengo though. Around 30 seconds to click all the necessary things to kill with the soldier setup. Damn. Bro. I guess, like, man. I don't know. I was expecting 150 to be a little scarier than you posted that. It was a relic buster. Momentary leave of absence. Don't yell at you. I don't have the energy to yell at you, Goku. I've been busy all day. I'm just gonna stare at you in disappointment. I love how there's a mana diver setup for no Yatama, and there's one for no Mugen, but there's not a setup that's like that's not like a labeled setup that's like, you know, being like or bastard or something. Interesting that I was kind of curious if the rat would get used. He's in one of the mana diver setups. Oh yeah. I don't know. I guess just to in case you guys want to wish me luck, I did apply for. I didn't plan to apply this early, but there's a job I applied for today. It was is I don't think I'll get it because it's a little too good. But like in their requirements, they didn't have anything I didn't satisfy, and then just the what you call it the just the perks of it was just too good to pass up to wait to see if it would stick around. So I just tossed it out. Because the nice thing is, if I do get it, it'd be a decent little chunk, and it would still let me stream. Like it would let me be able to like go back into like safely deciding to do like day streams for like study streams and stuff like that. But yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, there's a couple other part times that I'll probably apply for. Probably not next week, but the week after. Because starting next week, I need to do a bunch of stuff around the house again. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things my parents just physically cannot do if I'm not available. I don't know why the Vikings would have switches to the Primal Opus between the grids, but the Cosmos Dagger gets taken out because the thing on the gun slots 30%. Fucking skill boost requirement. One skill. I wonder. Well, the only thing I could think of is either one, it's a miss input where the person just speed like searched Opus just to put it in, or it's a case of it just gives a bigger damage bonus. Is the only things I could think of. So I don't know if that makes sense considering that you lose a gun on the flip. So I'm gonna just assume that it's because the point is like it has a link for like the Twitter thing, but when I click it, it just says it doesn't exist. So there's no like visual thing for it. So I got nothing. Because personally, I wouldn't mind if something like that was more often used in Magna grids, because then I would just make the primal versions and just give them the like other key and just flip between them when I feel like it. But that's not how that. Because I know in primal grid sometimes they use the Magna Opus just for the modifier because the multipliers, like with the way the calculation works out, is just better. But I don't know. The wizards know more than I do, so my crewmates copied the monk setup for 100 on the wiki. Oh, how did it turn out? I I thought about trying it, but I don't have the sorrow. I don't know if they have a replacement for them. That's not just like put in Mugen. Well, I guess maybe put in Han instead. They have him. So I will say I find it mildly amusing that because I went to the YouTube video because it's someone who I've seen a couple other videos before. Uh, the comment is like some setup without Mugen or Nehan, which without Mugen like makes sense, but being like without Nehan while your team has two grand characters is relatively amusing to me. I mean, I'll still commend it. Like, don't get me wrong. I just find it like to me, I just find it personally amusing. Like, I can't say anything. I'm using two summer characters in a grand in mine. Oh, if I had just a little bit more damage, I could get that down to 6. Sure, you suck. I was just like a little bit more damage. Sterling does his like after turn cast, doesn't kill it. You know, thinking about like Reinheitzer, and just like I'm watching a video of Geisenberg using it on Nightmare 150, and I'm just sitting here like they should just uncap him and just turn him into different version. Fire. Because why not? Why not? I mean, I know why not, but you know, it's less of a why not and a please make it playable. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. For a month. Nice to know. I was just wondering something. See, switching to the quick. Actually, that's a good idea. I don't even. Oh, I think I use Metatron because it's turn 1. But yeah, we could try Bubs because that would give us a turn of like the really big defense down on top of that. I don't know. Is Metatron's buff like even worth it now? At 0 star. Not really. Well, I mean, it's a 30% tack up, but I don't know if like in the grand scheme of things if that actually does for this team. Especially because Cosmos is there. Oh, we did it in 6 turns that time. I wonder if maybe it's 6 turns if it gets caught with the defense. Wait, why is he here? What? I mean, sure, I guess. Give me a 30% extra chance for for a gun or something. Like, sure, that's fine. I didn't expect to have the bunny on that one. Oh, lady, thank you for the raid. How was stream? Hope you had fun. Sorry, I'm a little tired today. Today's been a bit of a busy day. Or Reaper, I see, I see. Do you have fun taking all the fancy vases? Addicted? Yeah, I know a lot of people that are pretty addicted to it right now. You break the vases? I rest in peace. All of those priceless family heirloom vases. The link of repo, except instead of being given rupees, you're like given destruction of property notices. But yes, we need to go get some food, do some rest. So honestly, I'm not like overly responsive. I had to get up early today. I'm pretty busy. Hey, I'm like pretty half brain dead, like another like 20% more brain dead than I usually am when I'm doing Guild Wars. Mm-hmm. Work at 8 a.m. again tomorrow. Oof, early mornings. But yes, go get good sleeps. 3 days of vacation. Oh, nice. Time off is always good. Time off is always good. How we keep our set. I think with the buffs, I might be able to consistently keep it to 6 turns just because with the triple dispel could probably let me get like rip off the defense buff at least for like a turn or something. And I wasn't really paying attention. So if it lines up with a decent sized Ogi loop, it'll be pretty good. I'm just gonna stay with you for a week. Your birthday, so it should be a fun week. Oh, nice. That's exciting. Happy early birthday. Hopefully all the plans work out. I'm looking forward to this one. Friend took off work to spend it with you too. Nice. Nice. Yeah, hopefully everything goes smoothly. And you can enjoy it. I'm sorry for yawning. There's gonna be a lot of yawns today. I'm sleepy. Probably end up going to bed early today. Quote unquote early. AKA 1 in the morning instead of like 2 or 3. 32 out of 50 chests so far. All nice. I didn't check how many chests. I don't think I've gotten too many. But to be fair, I only do like the 2 hours. I'll do the 2 hours. Do you know what celestial weapon you're going for next? Mm-hmm. Not in the slightest. I can't believe. Where's the Excel spreadsheet? Calculating the best, most optimal weapon to go for next. Mm. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you have the sword, the staff, and I guess like to some degree the fist, everything else is kind of just up in the air. Probably the katana would probably be the most efficient one if you haven't gotten it. But I think at this point, there's a decent amount of characters like spread out that all have different, that are all pretty good with different weapon proficiencies. You know, like you probably just go with anything nowadays and be fine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All the cores you need for one though. Do you have the weapons too ready for any of them, or is there? I feel like that's kind of like one of the bigger things. I always because I think I have like the fist is like ready. It's just I don't have enough like ruined fist to actually do the uncapping of the stupid fragments. Oh, the Ogre loop kind of got disrupted a little bit. This one might not be 6 turns. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have a weapons for facts for them. All right, then yeah, you're kind of just free. Yeah, because well, I was gonna do the fist, but I don't remember how many cores I have at the moment. But I think I'll probably try to do like pivot and do the staff instead. And then but I need to have like actual staffs. But I think you only need what, like 20 staffs? I forget how many you need. I think it's like because you only need like 20 fragments, right? Yeah. Yeah, so 4 element changed weapons, which is 4 per weapons. That's like 16. Yeah. I need to get 16 staffs out of this one. But I don't have any. I have some fists, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember how many I have though. I'd have to double check. That'll be a concern for end of Guild Wars, Mellow. I'm curious who's gonna be the next. Like, I'm not kind of curious who's gonna be what character for the new weapon lines because it's kind of all over the place, right? Like we started with Yule, and then they went into Dead Spirit Zodiac General. Like, it doesn't really leave a trend to figure out what the other ones are gonna be because you can't even go attach the story because Yule wasn't involved in the story. Pretty sure when she got released. So I'm kind of curious who the other ones are gonna be. Leviathan will be water and trust. Oh, for sure. 100%. We'll finally get Leviathan's release as a grand snick. Oh, we'll get Leviathan for water, and then the long-awaited Odin release for light. Except light already has it. Fuck, bro. I want Odin as a playable character. I remember when they released like Chevalier that people were stoked because they were like, "Oh snap, a model with like someone on a mount." And it's just, and aside from like Melu, because I'm thinking Melu gets it right. Like she gets the mount with the tiger jaguar thing, and it's like it's like a model design that they just don't do. And so everybody was so excited because it's like, oh crap, maybe we'll finally get Odin with his horse. And no, it's a new character instead of giving us playable versions of old characters that we want. But I don't think I'll ever until they finish releasing the other three with like Leviathan, Chev, and Celeste, and then full limit break like Colossus and the three they haven't released. I don't think I'll ever forgive them for stopping that release line of stuff. Honestly, kind of one of those main hand weapons. Oh, you mean like the fist, like the Wrath fist? I could see that. Yeah, do it for spear. I could definitely see that because that's definitely a line of weapons that they could milk for a lot that doesn't really have to care about being element locked since they did it on like the final like Primark to need it to be released. Honestly, the fact that I could six turn this and six turn the 100 kind of feels weird. I feel like I had to have been missing something, or I had to fuck up somewhere. I still get kind of sad because like I still remember when Relink came out. I'd like envisioned this thing where I was like they could have brought crews over, and then they could have just done unite and fight schedules, or you just get like recolor skins and whatever for participating and getting honors and stuff. And like it would have been a neat little like reoccurring event they could have done in Relink where you just have a crew, everybody shows up, they beat up the you go fight the thing at different levels. They give it like slightly different mechanics as you get higher and higher, and it's just it could have been so good. I'm so sad. My dreams rushed. Probably just do the 150. I might try to clear the like the higher level ones. I think there's at least like one more for clearing, right, for crystals. Because I think isn't there a level where it's like you don't have to personally clear it? It's just like a crew thing. Mm. Number 10, more than likely. Fire. Change in setup. 200 and 250 both give crystals for clears. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured. I wouldn't be surprised if I had to like. I don't know what I would set it up. I'd probably have to wait and see like what other people do for clearing it. See like what sort of like defensive things I need. Because this team definitely can't do it. They'd die. 100%. But I do have like Anne, like light Anne, who a lot of people were expecting to potentially use her for this for the harder difficulties for this one. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I guess we'll just see what ends up. I'll probably have to like shift the grid around too. Like I'll probably have to actually use the shove spear. Also, I realized when I looked at the grid after stream yesterday that the mana diver team I tried to use, I didn't put an ultima weapon in there. Like I didn't use an ultima or seraphic weapon in that. Just get another light at perfect guild. Dumb, bro. Would be ready to riot. I still remember when Anne came out just as the previous one ended, and people were just like, "What the fuck? Like, what is this shit?" Game? It's so dumb. I hate when they do that stuff, bro. It's moments like that that make me question how much they actually care about making money. Sometimes. We'll do it. Mm-hmm. Because like realistically, if they wanted to like make like a bunch of money, they would do a banner like mid Guild Wars, like towards when like 200, 250 come out with a character in it with a kit that like just works for 200, 250. It's scummy as shit, but I mean like that's how if you're gonna be scummy to make money, that's what you would do. But Grand Side Game just goes, all right, Guild Wars over. By the way, here's a new banner. Also, it's gonna have a character that would have been useful, like just to spite people almost. Potential April Fool's skin for Snake just dropped. She's dressed up as an ant, making an ant hill. The new chapter of the comic. Oh, that'd be pretty fun. Because I think like most, if not all, of the April Fool's skins are from the Grand Blue comics, right? I'm curious what the context is. Because like apparently, what is it? Actually, I don't even remember. There's like I was mentioning, like I follow on Instagram, like the cosplayer does a lot of like Grand Blue cosplays, and they were working on a Raziel one recently, and uh, and they explained what the reference of Raziel being the flying like French fry snack thing was, and I already forgot what it was. I still can't get over the one time I watched a full auto video and they were refreshing, and I was like, "No, don't do this to me." Full auto refresh? That's 2 clicks. Full auto is supposed to be 1 click, and you're done. You don't touch nothing. You go, I don't know, grow your plants, do your farming outside, mow the lawn, walk your dog, come back and do it again. What is this nonsense? Full auto refresh, dog. Get out of my house. Can't believe this. But the speed though, if I cared about speed, I wouldn't be trying to full auto something. I'm not full autoing for speed. I'm full autoing because I'm lazy. That's SMH. Where's my ugly animations? Don't care. They look pretty. You can take my Cosmos laser beam out of my cold dead hands. Watch the full animation. No, I haven't seen the full animation for her. Why is she almost dead? What the fuck? Like away for like 2 seconds and she's like dying. What? Game, please. Oh, we got like straight cooked for damage on this. What the hell? Oh, this isn't good because the only backup I have is Silva. And then if somebody else dies, that's just Esser. Might be slightly cooked. Why is she doing so much damage? And why did my Ogi loop get absolutely destroyed? I didn't cut it off in time. Oh, never mind. Somehow we're okay. I have no idea what happened to my team on this one. Did they just get cucked by the damage reduction? I mean, I wasn't looking. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what happened on that one. I don't know if we would have like died if I didn't use the blue pot. Actually, Serial probably would have died. He had like no HP. Huh. All plus marks. Anything that. I actually don't know if like this is better than just using whatchamacallit, than just using the garrison stick. I should have checked like after stream yesterday if I had a Cryosaur Ultimate Mastery. I don't remember what all the Ultimate Mastery classes I have are. I know Berserker, Kengo, and Shield Sworn off the top of my head. I was gonna go for Cryosaur and Yamato, then Spartan. But I feel like I have other ones. I just don't remember which ones. Oh, I did Monk also. Hmm. I'm just gonna assume that Cosmos just got unlucky with the RNG from the Dolphin Rush. I got hit one too many times. That doesn't really explain why the damage was so lacking, unless I just got really unlucky and it just rolled bogey damage reduction multiple times. I don't know, if it starts happening multiple times, I'll swap back to Metatron being the quick summon. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. There's something going on with the damage, but now I'm doing like a turn more than I was. Maybe the Metatron buff was actually like doing more than I was expecting. I'll swap it back and see if it like evens out. Because I will say the defense was actually probably helping a decent amount. Especially because swapping to Bubs then, hasn't. Now it seems like it's been making a little inconsistent. Been a little too far, just a little too far. We said that. We're at 21, so we found like what, 17? Because of the, because I think you get, wait, no, I think you get, no, yeah, you get 4, right, from the mission things. Ah, no, it's the thing that annoys me where sometimes strike time kind of derails my. Okay, never mind. I understand. I swear, Guild Wars is the only time sometimes I get annoyed at strike time because it does like I think both this Guild Wars and the previous Guild Wars strike times like fucked me up for my setup. It would cost me to like have to take an extra turn that I wouldn't normally have to. I don't. I but it happens. I was trying to figure out it was the bubs, but it's not. I just realized it's the strike time is throwing the loop out of whack, so it's not lining up nicely for at turn 6, and I'm assuming probably turn 4. I mean, 3 or 4 is probably the other problem. Either she throws out basically final flash. Builds up energy in her hand, energy right. Slaps them together and fires it off. Whatcha? Honestly, the Uggy animations are so good. They do such a good job on them. Especially a lot of the more recent ones. I still, to be honest, with how good they are with doing like the Ugly animations, it still pisses me off that the evokers, like, they just gave like the initial evokers, just they just gave them basically the summon animation for their Uggies. I was like, bro, when I saw that, I was like, you have to be shitting me. And then before they did the full limit breaks, they were just like, yeah, you can buy a skin that gives them a real OG animation because they have finger. I was like, there, you have to be kidding me. What is this? How is this okayed? Oh, at least slightly off. I don't think that's, yeah. Because it wasn't 4.1. We're just barely off on damage on that one. Oh well, whenever I get Frau full limit break. I was gonna say I was gonna like keep that Ogi animation on, but that's a lie. Even I can't really put up with watching the full thing play out every time. Mm-hmm. All right, so aside from the little bit of a hiccup for a bit, because of strike time, a bum. 6 turns for 150, I feel like it's pretty solid. There's no way it's 4.1. Oh, gee. I didn't wait for the load time. And brother, that wasn't even like a full 1%. That was like, that was such a low percent. Uh, strike time wide. Strike time wide. You're supposed to be my friend. Now you're my enemy. The question though is, will they make Dolphin Lady playable at some point? Because like Mars, right? Because like Hecate was Guild War boss into a summon until she got a regular playable version, and then she got a summer version. Then Mars was a Guild Wars boss, and then they forgot about it for like 30 years, and then they needed like a summon for summer, so they were just like, oh shit, Mars exists, and they just tossed Mars out there. We still don't have a playable Mars, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a playable Mars after this, so that would have been really good for Guild Wars. Maybe that'll be the character to get out to Guild Wars, the new standard one. But would they make a Dolphin Lady playable? To be honest, I'd be mildly amused to see a character just eat dolphins at things. Well, Myers are gonna done something, Bro, that'd be so toxic. Oh, just release like a standard character. They're just like, yeah, by the way, here you go. Here's Mars, and she does like Florence and Mugen's job at the same time. So you could have just dropped Florence and Mugen and just used her instead. And then everybody's no, there's no way. Honestly, aside from just making the boss like incredibly tanky and just beating the crap out of you, I don't know how they could mess with disrupting like the Mugen Florence go cold for Guild Wars. Because like I know the defense buff is their attempt at it, but like it doesn't matter when you just kill the damn thing in 1 turn before the defense buff even does anything, or if it doesn't have enough HP after for it to even matter. Ugh, we're just like a couple. I really wish that was enough to kill it. But I think I have all of his offensive EMPs because I was checking the other. Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Hecate, I have her like standard version. I've never actually used it. I have even less reason to use it now that I have Zeta. And then the issue is that like proving grounds has kind of been slowly getting phased out. I can't even remember the last time they ran one of those. Uh, they've never done another mode where you had to set up multiple teams. So I don't know when I'll ever use Hecate. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I hope at least like from here on, the like any like it'll be. It wouldn't even be that hard for standard characters. So they just have such a pool to pull from at the moment. Of even just like SR characters that could use upgrades. But I kind of hope they just give more SR characters and like more playable, like turn more summons into their playable versions. Like I feel like Surtur, the fire like crest summon, bruh, him as a fucking playable would be sick. Like actually just sick. And then obviously there's stuff like Odin and stuff like that. When does the summer stuff usually? It's in June, right? Oh. Twitch wigged out on you for a bit. It's what happens because you overuse your ad dodging abilities. Switches onto your shenanigans. 290. With 290, we have what? Two more days of this? Wait, do I have 2 more days? Mm, I'm kind of tired, but I don't feel like doing 3 hours tomorrow night. So we'll just do 3 hours tonight. Keep pushing it. Because I know I'm not gonna probably do anything on Saturday. I got Twitter, someone getting a capture that was almost entirely A's. It was 5 A's and then a 4. Where was that when you like ambushed me? With your capture summoning. I can't believe this. Over here making me have to like squint and read and figure out what the hell mine was. I wonder if I'd probably if I use Sandal font instead of Esser, probably the little boost I need to keep it at 6. But do I want to drop my copium? Decisions. Had time. 2 minutes. Hero Friday. Send them back. I wonder what the next like province. Because to be fair, like I think Orologia's is probably the most situational at the moment compared to most of the other ones, but they're all like really potent now. Like unfortunately I don't have Yatama or 000. Those get used a lot, a lot. Bub just kind of siphoned off a bit. Not like obviously been relegated. It's still Bubs is an incredibly powerful summon, but I definitely see a lot more grids wanting, or at least like yeah, wanting 000 for a main summon, and they'll run like Yatama on like a second summon slot or something like that. Like, well, I mean, to be honest, I couldn't even guess before because I feel like the Bubs one kind of makes sense. Also, I'm not considering Lucifer and Comet, but like the Bubs one kind of makes sense. Big damage, 3 death spells, easy. The Yatama one, like probably could have someone could have like guessed it. You know, having something that lets you summon like more than one in a turn, pretty good. With the V2, having like something like 000 that lets you just skip it or like deal with omens makes sense. Never would have really guessed the Orologia one to work the way it does. So I don't really know like what they could be cooking for any other ones, or even if they know themselves. I just said it was main Buzz and Yatama in there. Buzz is first click, second summons, Artemis. Yeah, yeah, because that way you can use Bubs on turn one. But it's still kind of just. I mean, I didn't. I'm assuming that Artemis is still a pretty important click because it's extra echo. But it still kind of hinges more on the Yatama part. I feel like just being able to do this, the two is incredibly powerful. But I mean, Bubs in and of itself is just really strong. That huge defense down, plus the damage, plus the like, it's just really good all around. There's just so many things, especially for burst. Like more so for like that's why like I kind of want for 000 more than Yatama because Yatama I see a lot of uses in like guild wars, right? Where you can just burst shit to the ground in a way when you have like you're able to click more than one thing. Like either in setups for using death to sack for stuff and then using something else to give a big buff and stuff like that. But I only really see it like constantly used in guild wars, which I guess isn't like necessarily a big like bad to have. But I just feel like 000 just has more use case. Like if I'm gonna sit there and make a shrine, right, for when I'm doing pulls on roulettes and stuff and sparking, it's probably gonna be for 000. And then after I get 000, if I don't have Yatama, then I'll do Yatamas. Rage. For rage. I mean, I guess I'll get around to unlocking soldier now. I hate unlocking. Which is the other one? There's another one I haven't unlocked. Oh, I think it was Necromancer. I think I did that the other day. I think soldier might be the only one. You know what's a class that I'm kind of glad uh kind of fell out of relevancy, but I do kind of miss playing it is Rune Master or whatever it's called. The EX2 version of Ninja. 'Cause it was kind of fun to mess around with the runes, but God, I hated having to like memorize the combinations to quickly be able to pull stuff off and like doing backups and stuff like that. But it used to be my go-to for Primarchs when I was farming Primarch raids because it was pretty good for that. Croissant. Croissant. What's up, Zephy? How's your week going? Oh no, that's the other one. Yeah, I don't have Tormentor. There we go. So it is. There's two. Yeah, the two classes where I had to do extra things besides unlock them. I don't have them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tormentor was one where because like for Assassin, because I remember, right, Tormentor was one where I was hoping the Tormentor class wouldn't be so, wouldn't follow in the Assassin footstep, where it pretty heavily relied on the whole consumable item thing. Because the Assassin probably like at the time was one of my favorite, like like visuals. Like they did such a good job on that one, but I hated the playstyle, and I just did not want to do all the extra farming. And then they did Tormentor, and I was like, well, maybe. And then I saw the Tormentor runs, and I was like, it's the same thing. You finally see. And then I never got Soldier because, well, aside from the bullets thing, it was mostly because Soldier, at least like back then, it was you needed the Jane Doe because there weren't that many guns that were pretty good, and Jane Doe was actually just really strong for Soldier at the time, so that fell off. So now you still have a pretty decent shot with I think I don't remember. Is the Tiamat gun have good bullets? I don't remember. I know the light one obviously because people are using it. But I don't remember if Tiamat guns were had good bullets. But I also just couldn't be asked to farm for the bullets. I'm lazy. Mhm. 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 I will say I haven't seen too many too many people using Tormentor for like solos and stuff anymore. I guess because like with how strong grids are for the most part, you don't really for anything that is soloable, you have other options you can do. I wonder if they'll ever. I mean, part of me doesn't see why they don't. And part of me does see why they like sees why they do. I think part of it might just be because well, the weapon. But like, I wish you could use other classes as skins. Because if you could, brother, everything would be skinned as Necromancer if it was a caster. Everything. Omni OG, Necromancer. Mana Diver, Necromancer. Healing class, Necromancer. Heart class, Necromancer. Just because it'd be funny to me. Well, not all heart classes. Lumberjack obviously has to have an axe. I'll probably keep that with my gun booskin. Humanity significantly worse bullet setup than the Lumi gun. Ugh, pain. I don't honestly. I question their decisions with the bullets. Honestly, because like they obviously know what's going to be good. Like they made the bullets. They have the data of what people use because it's good. Like I don't know. I don't get it. It's like to be fair. I mean, like the bullet system has been something people have complained about for the longest time. That's all right. That's actually one of the systems, even though again, it's only really attributed to like a class line, so it's not really that big of a deal. But something like the bullet system is such an I feel like it's such an outdated thing. At least the way they've done it. I don't know. Dog is definitely in a good mood today. He got treats. How has it been? Tired. Today was a long day. I got up early, went grocery shopping to a bunch of stuff, checked out the liquor store finally, came home, did a little bit of studying, did a, then did some job hunting. Ended up applying for like a part time that I don't think I'm gonna get, but if I could, it'd be great. Um, and then ate dinner, read some more stuff for a bit, and now streaming. But yeah, busy day. Busy day. The next week's gonna be even busier, so I'm just probably gonna take it easy weekend. What alive and cooking? What about you, Zephyr? What have you been up to? How's your week treating you? Have you been able to emotionally recover from the sword debacle? The three basic bitch status bullets instead of the three element bullets that Lumi has. They both have three rifle bullets, which are the ones you can upgrade all the way with super Baja mats. Honestly, I feel like they should just make it where like the guns have like maybe three static ones that are the three rifles ones that you have to upgrade all the way, right? That just give you the raw damage. And then just make the other three slots like shit you can just interchange. So that way you can like, you know, like don't hard cap them to something. Like let them be able to be like give people a choice of what kind of bullets they want to put in there. Like maybe who knows, maybe there's a lineup where you actually want the defense or you want the status bullets and stuff like that. Or you know, obviously hard to be convinced, but it's just like I feel like they could change the bullet system in a way that like still has a bit of a decent grind for a gun, but it like feels less like a pain when a new gun comes out. And you're just like, well, it's useless. Cause like just the sheer amount of elements that you couldn't use gunslinger in. Or like back when I had started playing, it was just specifically because the gun bullets were terrible for the guns, for like most of the guns. And it was kind of just a case of like you're doing this to yourself. Like you understand what's good and then just refuse to put it on a weapon. Like it's so weird. Because people really wanted a system like the mana diver, like the Manatura system for the guns, for the bullets, where you'd have like different types of like magazines or chambers that you could upgrade, and then you can just choose which one you want equipped. I remember seeing that like suggestion on Reddit when Soldier came out. Kind of got flooded with work this week and pulled three all-nighters in a row. Today's the first day you skip class because you cannot argue the oof. Yeah, three all-nighters in a row is rough. The worst I've had to do is two. Yeah, three is bad. Definitely need some sleep. Was the class you had to skip at least like nothing super crazy? Just a freebie that you're safe for skipping? Mm-hmm. 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 Made you upset it wasn't hard work. You just cannot for the life of you find sources or BS your way into writing a be-worthy paper. Oh, yeah, that sucks. I hate writing papers. Honestly, they're such a pain. Especially nowadays. Because, like, it was slightly easier when I was, like, in high school. When I went to university and I had to write papers, it was such a pain because, like, a lot of the stuff was just, like, couldn't really find it in physical form. You had to go online. But then online, you had to, like, backtrack through like 30 different pages sometimes to find the original source because you can't just put this other one in that you found in, and you have to find like the original source or else it's discredited. And or you just can't find what you want because you're just looking for stuff and it's just like however you're wording it isn't necessarily the way it's being worded on the inside, and sometimes it is what you want to look for but it's not getting pulled up when you're searching for it, and it just gets frustrating and it pisses me off. What class was it for? Fundamentals of organismal biology. Just just tell them to expel me and get it over with. I was not a big fan of biology. I could understand it, it just bored me. I don't know, people that can like put up with biology, kudos. Honestly, kudos.
Hippity hoppity, you are you is my property.
No, get your own. Denied. Uno reverse. No, you. Cause like on the organismal level, like I just don't care. I'm more intrigued by like physiological, like biological things, right? Like how muscles work and all that kind of jazz. But like when you get down like to the nitty gritty stuff is when I'm just like, why am I here? Only to suffer, end my pain. Honestly, I'm impressed. Kind of boring, but you dissect stuff every now and again, so it's not. I also don't want to do that kind of work. If it is an 8 a.m. class, oh, that's even worse. I hate having classes like that in the morning. I don't know. I was never really big into the whole dissecting thing. What is it? I've had to dissect things across 3 different courses. Not like in university, but I had to do it twice in middle school, and then I did it again in high school. Not particularly, not particularly care for the whole endeavor. I don't know. I don't have much of an interest of cutting something open if I'm not trying to like butcher it to eat it. Personally, if it's not going in my belly, It's not my problem. uh, it's so weird because it's like because like I've had to dissect, but like I can't stand watching like dissections and stuff. But I'll watch somebody like take a freshly hunted like deer or hog or something and then just prep it for cooking, and I'll just watch that all day. I'll be like, oh, that's sick, because I know it's going in someone's belly. I will say I've never personally had to gut anything. I've done other prep. Oh shit! Gonna kill cereal. Nah, cereal's fine. All right, cereal. Why'd you die, cereal? You're a hoe. Is that gonna be enough damage to kill? Oh, it is. We're fine. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like part of that also just comes from the mindset of well, if I'm gonna eat it, I should at least have the decency to watch it being fully prepped. Getting it's not a particularly enjoyable thing. Bit of a respect. Mm. Oh, sorry, tired, long day. Bit of a respect for animal, you know. Cut open a fish and and all you can hear was, "You're telling me a shrimp fried this was? Them shrimp, they'd be very very good cooks, didn't you know?" You're like, I feel like I've heard that before. That's so good. Uh, yeah, I don't know, but it's also kind of funny because like I enjoy cooking. I'm not a big fan of like cleaning up, even though part of my part of what I do in this house is uh oh shit, kind of cleaned off my glasses. More. I don't actually wear glasses. I wear like blue light filtering glasses, but uh, I mean, I need to get like long distance glasses for driving. But that'll be hopefully after I can get a part time. Uh, anyway, sidetrack. I like cooking. I'm not a big fan of cleaning, even though that's predominantly what I do now. But like generally in this house, it's like if mom needs help cooking, it's me she calls. And I do like cooking, and I'll come up with like random stuff. Like my expertise is looking at something that's like what's in the fridge available, and then just making something tasty out of it. I had to do that a lot. 'Cause there was one time my dad bought this like honestly kind of shitty pulled pork. It wasn't all that great, and he didn't want it anymore. And mom's just like, "Well, we need to eat it," and I don't eat that stuff, so you got to figure something out because we ain't wasting food in this house. Or at least is what I was like. I ain't wasting food, so I'll figure something out. So I took that. We had a bowl of excess like macaroni elbows that we had used to make like from the pasta salad. And I took that. I took the pulled pork. I took some mayonnaise, and I took shredded cheese, and I basically turned it into like a pulled pork mac and cheese, and used like the mayonnaise to kind of like soften out the sauce flavor, and it turned out pretty good. Turned out pretty good, honestly. I also added something else. I forgot what else I added in there. It's been a while. Been a couple months since I had to do that. Oh, the smell that comes from helping your pot prepping meats on the grill. Hate that you can't stand for 2 minutes to wash dishes because you're bad. Yeah, like when I was growing up, I was always interested in like cooking in the kitchen. And to be honest, I think if I could stand doing dishes, I might have like ended up probably trying to go for culinary school instead of trying to go like through the route of like computers and engineering and stuff like that. But my mom, like the way she was gonna teach was the way she was taught, and the way she was taught was like you help in the kitchen by cleaning everything. Like you don't get to cook shit. You don't even get to cut nothing. You're just there to clean. I was just like, fuck that. I was like, I'll clean after I eat. I'm not about to clean before eating. You're crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't actually get to like mess around in the kitchen until I had left home. At least not in the capacity of like cooking on the stove and stuff. I'd be able to do like little things and stuff like that, but it wasn't until I left to go to university that I was being the bare version of Ratatouille. And then I found out I had a pretty decent penchant for it because every time I made something, fucking Lord forbid, I could sit down and eat it for 2 minutes without somebody popping up in the fucking dorm kitchen being like, "You got enough to share?" And it's like, "No, fucker, I made food for me. I'm not your mama." And then when I lived in the apartment, sometimes like my roommates threw a party once. To be fair, I didn't really want to throw a party in my apartment because I hate having to clean up. Luckily, it didn't get like too messy, so it wasn't too bad of a cleanup. But it was just like a couple people showed up and they were there for like 30 minutes and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna leave." And I was just like, "Why are you leaving?" And they're just like, "Well, we forgot to eat, so we're like starving, so we don't know if we'll be back." And I was like, "I'll just fucking make you something." I just started cooking in the middle of the party. Well, because it's my own fucking apartment. And then it started for making food for like two people, and all of a sudden I'm feeding like 15 people, making like, you know, homemade fried chicken, basically, and like bacon, and just started making like pasta and shit. And they're just like, "Wow, Mello, you're so good at cooking." And then I'd go to other people's parties and they'd be like, "Mello, you should cook something." I'd be like, "How you should suck a bag of cashews in a corner." I like cooking though, it's relaxing. Just clean, lick the plate, clean my shit, let me cook something. True, just I should just make it make the dog feel embarrassed. Going to town on it. Yeah, I don't know. It was really funny because like when after like I had moved out and lived on my own, and then moved back in with my parents, and I would like cook for my parents and stuff every once in a while. My mom would just be like, "You sure you don't want to be a chef?" I was like, "Damn, sure I don't want to be a chef. I see what they got to deal with. I'm chilling." I like cooking as a hobby. I'd never be able to do it as an occupation. That's way above my pay grade or patience. All it takes is one dude calling me an idiot sandwich. He's getting a saucepan up the side of the head. I'm getting fired. I'm just like, show you what this sandwich can do. Maybe dumb, but it's strong. Not to mention, I'm not a big fan of the whole like plating things to look pretty. Like sometimes I'll do it because sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, this could look pretty nice if I do it like this," but it's still like not super artsy fartsy. No, what is it? It's like I made a sandwich the other. Well, no, when we were moving, right? So like about a month and a half ago, uh, made a sandwich for my mom, and she was just like, "Oh, fancy," because my mom doesn't like it when like she doesn't like the lettuce on the bread, and she doesn't like when the sauce is on the cheese. So I like layered it in a way that she was like, "Oh, it looks like a fancy deli sandwich." I was like, "Ma, it's a sandwich. What are you talking about?" I don't know. Apparently it was fancy. I didn't think it was fancy. I just thought it was a fucking sandwich. Because what I did was I put like layers of meat. I put like the cheese, some meat, and I put the lettuce, then some more meat, and then sauce, and then on the bread, and then I cut it in like triangle so she could eat it comfortably. And she was like, "I so fancy." I was like, "Ma, just calm down." But then, what was it? When I was living in the apartment, it was like there was one time I made bacon shrimp pasta, like Cajun, pretty good. First time I ever cooked shrimp myself. Like I knew the like how to cook it, but it was the first time I ever actually cooked it. And we decided to do like a Cajun thing. We didn't realize the shrimps like had the shells on them, but oh my god, it's still so good. I just for me like we had a porch, so we were just eating on the porch. So I just eat it, spit it out. Yeah, I was like I didn't care, and it was so good. Just thinking about it kind of makes me want to do it again, but I can't really. That's because my old man's allergic to shellfish. But it's just like I don't know. Like I get ideas sometimes. Like I want to cook some stuff, but I also don't. Lazy. That's a problem. It's a problem because I have like limited mental energy for being productive, and at the moment I need to do that towards other things because I cooked a decent amount. Also, I don't like cooking chicken personally because it's too passive. Can't really do anything with it. You just gotta let it sit there, cook until just about right, and then flip it and cook the other side, and you're good. I'd rather cook beef because it's easy. Or it's not the easiest because you still have to be kind of careful because you can overcook it pretty badly, but you can overcook the shit out of chicken and it just tastes terrible. I don't know. It's mostly because I like cooking. I'm not a big fan. Like usually when I cook, I don't cook like whole pieces, right? Like I'll cut them up. Like if I'm cooking chicken, it's usually because I'm gonna like mix it into something. I usually like cut it into strips, and it's just so much easier to cook beef, in my opinion. Or at least like I have a better handle on cooking beef than I do on chicken, personally. I also just like if I have to choose between chicken and beef, I'm probably gonna choose beef, personally. I'm more partial to the taste. But usually in this house, I don't really have to cook a lot of stuff from raw. Because mom usually tends to cook things in a way where you kind of just leave it on the stove and do your other stuff. Like she cooks chicken tenderloins and ground beef and stuff like that. Usually my job is just coming up with what to make them in and like prep them for stuff or just use them myself. So basically a sous chef, honestly. Basically my position in this house in the kitchen. Unless mom's feeling particularly lazy and then I have to just take over and put something together. To be honest, one of my favorite things that's like really easy to cook is if you can cook chicken tenderloins kind of plain. What I like to do is this is actually pretty good if you have like a busy schedule. If you only have like one day of the week or something to cook food. Uh, if you can take the time to cook like chicken tenderloins or like chicken breast or whatever you like, lightly seasoned, salt, pepper. I forget, mom puts a couple other things in there too. But you do that, and then you just cook it, and then you let it sit. Usually, it's better if you can do it like you can let it cool off in the fridge for like a day or so because it makes it easier to like shred it or chop it depending on what you want. Usually I chop it because I like it a little chunkier. But what you do is you chop it up or you shred it and you put it in a metal bowl. And then you take like bacon and Monterey cheese, like shredded Monterey cheese or whatever flavor you'd like. I've tried it out with like different types of cheese blends. It's pretty effective on any of them. And you kind of mix that together and then you add ranch to taste. And then you basically do a chicken bacon ranch with cheese mix. And then what I like to do is I'll make like a big Tupperware thing of that and I'll just have it in the fridge. And you can do it like me where I'm lazy and I'll just like scoop it out, put it on a little wrap that I have and then just eat it cold as I can go with chips. Or my mom who likes to eat likes it when the cheese is like kind of melty, she'll like take it and put it in the oven on a wrap like for a little bit or a sandwich and like let the cheese melt. It's really good. It's really good. And it's like a really flexible, it's really easy to cook. You can make a lot of it and it, ahead of time. It stays like as long as it's like in the fridge the whole time and you're not, constantly fucking with your fridge, it'll stay good for like a week. If you want to get like super crazy with it, like usually I put it in one big Tupperware because I usually eat it pretty quick. But you can like put it into Ziplocs, right? So it's not like the air isn't really contaminating it, so it'll make it better longer. And it's just a really flexible thing to eat. One time I didn't have like wraps or bread, so I just slapped it on some rice. Like I warmed it up and put it on rice. That was really good. And it's a nice little easy like meal prep thing you can do for like a change of pace. The original recipe, because it's not like something like I came up with on the fly. It was a recipe from when I was growing up because my mom used to go to these what should I call it? These like little I forget what they were called. Basically, it was this like kind of you'd pay like a membership, I'm pretty sure, and you would show up whatever you would want. If they had a recipe, and basically what it was is they would have these stations already set up with the ingredients and they would kind of teach you how to make the food and then you could go home and like make it yourself after you take it and eat it. And we had a couple different recipes that we've taken from there and that was one of those. And the original recipe, you're supposed to make the mix, put it in a wrap, and then you fold the wrap up and you put it in the oven. And so what we used to do is we used to do all that and then we put that wrap like in the fridge, like wrapped up in aluminum foil and whatever, so that way it was like ready to eat whenever. I was like, unnecessary. So much shit, unnecessary. So, I cut out the rest of the part and I was just like, put the mix in the fridge and take what you need when you want it. Because it was a lot easier to just make like a big batch of the mix and then just take it out and just use it whenever you want, than it was to like, do I have enough tortilla wraps to do this? Do I have to this? Do I have that? It's just way too much fucking work. But it's really good. It's probably one of my favorite meal prep things to do ahead of time. Because it's like a really easy meal to eat. Pretty filling too, honestly, because you have like the chicken, the bacon, and the cheese. Yeah, I like food. What can I say? Not too big of a fan of grilling though. I've done that quite a bit when I was growing up. Writes down notes with great details. Yeah, like meal preps, like honestly, if you can find something you like, they're pretty easy. If you like eating a lot of white rice, like the easiest meal prep is obviously like, well, at the beginning of a week or something, you just make a big old thing of like what we do here is we'll do like anywhere from like 4 to 6 cups of rice. We'll eat it on the day, with whatever we have available. And then what I do is I go after, I take it out of the rice cooker with the pot. I put the pot on the stove so that way it cools off. And then I put it into usually gallon-sized Ziploc bags. So that way you can make it like a layer where it's not like super thin, but it's not like super thick. So that way, because like what I do is I put it on the freezer flat. So that way when you need it, you can take it out and kind of break it in pieces really easily and just take out how much you want. And then you have rice for like, depending on how much you eat. Like for me, like if I ate it, it was me by myself and it's like 6 cups of rice, that'd probably last me like 4 days. If I'm eating rice one meal a day every time. Probably 4 or 5 days. But I don't eat rice every meal. Because mom tends to make like a lot of other stuff. Well, we tend to eat a lot of rices. It's like white rice, I mean in general. Like mom's gonna make like a gandules sometime this week. So but it's just like if you like eating rice, there's a lot of really easy meal preps because you can just have the rice done ahead of time and have it just sitting in the freezer for whenever you want it. And then you can just prep like whatever else you want. Or if you have like a spot that you can buy like pre-made things, like one of the grocery stores here has a pretty decent little pick of like pre-made burnt ends, pulled pork, pulled chicken, like a pretty good quality. Or if you have like a Sam's or Costco membership, you can go and buy their if it's a good price in your area, because it depends on where you live. But you can get like their shredded chicken or pulled pork or something like that. That's like, you know, you can take that, reheat that. Usually I'll reheat that, like put whatever's left over in a Ziploc bag and like pull away from that. And that's a really, really easy meal prep to be able to eat healthy, especially as like a student. And then obviously you can get like frozen vegetables, do the same thing. Even though that one you don't really need to heat it up, just toss it in the fridge for like a day to let it defrost. And then you can just pull it out, you know, mix it with the rice and the stuff, toss it in the microwave, bada bing, bada boom. You got some rice, you got some veggies, you got some protein. Usually wouldn't take you more than like 15, 20 minutes. And you're pretty set. The problem comes in if you're someone who can't really eat, like you can't stand eating the same food every single day. Cause like I have a limit. I can eat the same thing like probably like 3 or 4 days in a row. Probably longer than that, depending on like how I'm feeling. The longest, well, I mean, the longest I've gone was like a week and a half of eating, like of having one meal, not like just eating. Like I'd eat like 2 meals a day, but one of the meals was the same thing every single day, which was just white rice, chicken with some shredded cheese. That was it. Honestly, perfectly fine. And it was always funny because mom was just like, "Does that taste good?" I was like, "It's food. It's food. It's got everything I need. It's got protein, carbs, and some fat. Put some salt and pepper on it. Boom, done. Masterpiece. 4 Michelin stars." Yeah, there's a lot of like little easy things you can do like that to kind of like have meal preps done, especially at like a busy schedule or something. Kind of wish I'd known that when I was like actually living on my own though. Like back when I was like somewhere where there was literally just me and the people I knew in the area, and that was it. Oh, those tricks would have come in handy. I'm a real big like ground beef fan though. Like if you can find really good quality ground beef, I guess like it cracks me up. I was watching I tend to watch a lot of like bodybuilder, weightlifter, powerlifter like YouTube videos from time to time because they have a really good grasp on like dieting and, you know, physiological things and how the body works. And there was one time I was watching a video and like the guy's meal, he was like, "Oh, it's white rice with ground beef, and then I think he would put like chicken stock on it with some peas and carrots, and that's what he ate." And I'm sitting there like, "Damn, that looks delicious." I'm like, I'd eat that up. That's what I ate later in the day because it was like stuck in my head because it was all just I wanted to eat. And then I remember going to the comments and someone was like, it looks like he's eating prison food. And I was like, first of all, I don't know what kind of prison has that kind of fancy food. But second of all, I was offended. I was like, dog, that looks good. What do you mean, bro? Good ground beef, like good high quality ground beef with some white rice, like some extra furnishings, like dog. Oh, that shit just hits good. If you, especially if you have like, um, well, it kind of depends on like who you are. For me, it's like that's like what I eat whenever my digestive system isn't super up to snuff. Like if it's acting up, like I tend to start eating a lot of white rice, and then I'll eat like either just regular chicken or ground beef to kind of like try to get it to fix itself a little bit. As for me, I don't know. Like I have this theory that depending on like what kind of diet you had growing up, it kind of affects like how your body reacts to certain things as you get older. Because like my brother's wife, she grew up eating a lot of potatoes, so whenever she feels kind of bleh, she'll eat like potatoes, and it makes her feel better. And they usually eat a decent amount of rice because my brother grew up, you know, in my household where we always had rice. Um, and it just doesn't do that well for her. And then in mine, it's like for me, it's like the opposite. Like I can eat a lot of pasta and a lot of like potatoes, and it's like okay, and I'll still feel kind of bleh. But if I eat rice, it's like it helps fix my system. Because and I feel like part of that is just because growing up I had a lot of I had a lot of rice. I'm mostly rambling because I'm like fucking dead tired. But I like talking about food because I like eating food. Speaking of, oh my god, I was fucking robbed. There was, I was gonna be on brand. I went grocery shopping, right, to go check out the other two grocery stores that I haven't been to in this area. And there was one, they had an ice cream where instead of like sugar, it used like honey, and it's literally called ice cream for bears. Literally was called ice cream for bears. I was gonna be on brand. I was like, I gotta get one of these. They got a flavor I like. I can't leave here without it. But the problem is that we had planned to go to another grocery store right after. And it's like, well, you're not just gonna buy fucking ice cream to leave it in the car when you go to another grocery store, because that's how it melts and that's how it goes bad. Well, guess what? It started raining really hard and the wind was kind of like crazy. So we ended up going home. Well, guess what? When we got home and got down, the rain passed. So then we ended up going out to the other grocery store anyway. So I could have had my ice cream and the second grocery store. And instead, I walk out, nothing. I couldn't have the ice cream for bears. And I'm a bear. I failed at everything. Sobs in a corner, bro. Uh, it was one of the greatest tragedies to ever play out in recent times. The first great tragedy of the new house was had this day. No, to be fair, I had soju for the first time. That was the reason I went to the liquor store. There was a liquor store here that had soju, so I could finally try that out. Not a big fan of the plum flavor, but says the other flavors are really good. So I got grapefruit, strawberry, and peach. The ones. So we'll see how that goes. Had a bit more of a no, had less of a hit that I was expecting, but still packed a decent punch. To the point that, like, for instance, I could drink like a whole bottle or two and be okay, but like my parents wouldn't be able to drink it. It's too strong for them. All right, this is the last go. We'll stop. See how much honors it puts us at. Jesus, bro, my brain is literally starting to fall apart. And then call it for the night. Peach wasn't too bad. The cherry tastes like medicine. The mango kind of hits. Yeah, they didn't have cherry or mango. At least for the Genro. They had like a bunch of different ones, but I grabbed the Genro one because I remember that was the one that Yuna told me that she said was pretty good when she was recommending me soju a while back. And they had I didn't grab the grape one. They did have one that was empty, so I don't know if maybe that one might have been like the mango one. But they had the peach, the strawberry, the grapefruit, and the plum. The plum tasted straight medicine, like actual straight medicine. My mom took a sip and was like, "Get that shit away from me." She was like, "That reminds me of the medicine from my childhood, and I hate it." I didn't really like super duper mind it, but it was a bit too much. But yeah, I'm not really a big mango fan though. I don't know if I'd like the mango personally. I need to weigh myself. I don't know. Recently, I cut back to eating like only one real meal a day because I work out. My little workout regimen was at a point where it was like I was at a balance, right? Where I was eating. I'm eating a lot less than I used to eat, and it's like a pretty healthy amount. And then my workout's like pretty good. Oh no, I saw the point like the 400. And I was like maybe. No, it was still. But like I wasn't like I'd lost a decent amount of weight, but I wasn't really losing anymore. And I was like, well, the only option is either increase the how much I work out, which if I do that would put me too tired to be able to do things around the house, or I eat less. And so I finally decided just to eat less until I got like I lost a little bit more weight, and then I'll just go back to eating regular amount. So I think maybe if I do this for like another month or so, I'll be fine. To be fair, like every once in a while I'll still eat like more, but what we got? All right, we are at 346. We're at 16 out of 50. Oh, so you get 10. Oh, well. At the very least, we'll hit 400 mil. If I get to 500 mil, cool. If not, it's whatever. Figure it out later. Oh wait, no, 500 mil is the next that one. Oh, that's the 1,000 crystals. I might try to aim for that because I'm trying to recover from doing 2 sparks anniversary, which we are sitting pretty at 166. Yeah, so another 14,000 crystals. We're back up to 2 sparks. Oh, pain. All right, I'm like dead tired though. Pretty sure it's kind of noticeable. I even misspelled Discord like 3 times. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will probably be another 2-hour one. So after that, next week will be it'll kind of depend because well, the night stream shouldn't really get affected regardless of if I get a job or not because I'm gonna try to like get a shift during the morning because I'm only really trying to get part time because I want to study and get certifications on it. So I don't really want to get like a super full time at the moment, and I can afford the luxury of having a part time instead of a full time at the moment. So I might as well take advantage of it. Uh, so it shouldn't really affect anything. But so for the night schedule next week, it'll be probably a return of a long time missing. Haven't played it in forever. Wuthering like Wuwa because Zani's coming out. So I want to at least try to get through the story a decent amount before she comes out. For collecting gems and all that, and then we'll probably do like 3 nights of at least for next week. Probably do like 3 nights of Wuthering and like 2 nights of TFT because I also want to do TFT. But yeah, so thank you everybody for watching that. Do appreciate it. It was something day for a big day. It was something day for you. Hope you as well. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.